name is Timothy Davis Jr. I'm the Western Regional Director for the National Association of Negro Musicians, and I would love to extend an invitation to you to join us for our NANM Week celebration. We have a lot of things to cover and a lot of wonderful talent and presentations to be given. I hope you join us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best from the West.
Good day, and I am Byron J. Smith, immediate past president of the National Association of Negro Musicians, and I'm a member of the board of the Western Region. And today, we're going to have a quick interview with two members of the Western Region. These are members that are going to give us some insight on their experiences in this organization. And we're just so excited to have with us the Reverend Glenn Jones of the Edna Hammond Porter Musicians Association, and Dr. Zenaida Robles of the George Robert Garner III branch of the National Association of Negro Musicians. They're both influential people, board members, and movers and shakers in this organization here in the Western region. You know, here in the Western region, we consider ourselves the best of the Golden West. And so I'm excited to get some insight as we reach out to them to ask them about some of their experiences in NAM. So the first question I want to pose, and I think we'll start with Glenn Jones, Reverend Jones, in regards to how did you first hear about NAM and who was the most important person to get you involved with the organization?
Well, thank you, Byron, for this opportunity, and to my colleague Zenaida, it's good to see you. I was introduced to the National Association of Negro Musicians Incorporated by my junior high school, now called middle school, choral music teacher, the late Mrs. Danellen Mabry Joseph. And I graduated in 1967 from high school, John Fremont High in Los Angeles. And the convention of NAM met in Los Angeles that year, August of 1967. And after the convention, Georgia Laster branch, now the Georgia Laster Musicians Association, asked Mrs. Joseph to organize a youth division. And she remembered me and contacted me. And so I joined and became, I guess, a charter member of the youth division of Georgia Laster. And I've been a part of NAM ever since the fall of 1967.
Wow, amazing. Zenaida, what was your experience?
Well, first of all, thank you also for this amazing opportunity. It's really an honor to be able to hear some of this firsthand experience. Reverend Glenn, I love the fact that you mentioned Miss Joseph. Danellen Joseph was probably the first person from NAM to get in touch with me. So she was one of the OG movers and shakers. Like she pulled you in. And my first experience with NAM was as a young singer, competing and applying for scholarships and with the Georgia Laster branch. Georgia Laster was really influential and very supported me a lot through my early years. And so that was before I really knew anything. And then during high school. And then when I got into my college studies, I got in touch with Miss Betty Ford. Many of you might know who Betty Ford is. And she's the one that connected me. Yeah, she's another one of those movers. And we only have movers and shakers in our organization.
That's right.
Getting us all going. So she got me going with George Robert Garner. And that's what kind of helped me to understand how big the organization was, because through George Robert Garner, I actually applied and competed at our branch level to participate in the national scholarship. And I didn't make it. I was beat by Cedric Berry. That's messed up. I have to compete against Cedric Berry that year. I couldn't beat no Cedric Berry, but that's when I realized that, whoa, this is big time. Like, there's really accomplished musicians in this organization, and that I was among, I had the opportunity to be among some really influential, talented, inspirational people. And so that's how I kind of got started. And then fast forward to liberation from college studies and, finally kind of getting my feet planted a little bit. And so now I'm here to kind of give back, always reflecting on where I came from.
Outstanding. Yes, the mothership of the West, the Georgia Laster branch, has been responsible for all of us being involved with it, and so many persons
That's
in
right.
our careers are so important in getting all three of us going.
Yeah.
But one of the things is, and it's so amazing to me, is when you got to the organizations and you go to the conferences or you participate, you would see people that you would read about in school, and you would see people that was amazing. You said, "Wow!"
I
and
know.
you're able to walk up and talk to them. And these persons, God, I did your song in high school, and this, that, and here they are walking, looking like original people. I was never so amazed when I met William Warfield, in one of my first conventions, and it's like, you know, that, you just feel you're flabbergasted. But there's so many members and participating. And the next question I want to pose to Reverend Jones is some of your memorable experiences. Now, for some of you out there that don't know, Reverend Jones has been a historian and photographer. And if you want to know something about the organization, he has a picture somewhere way in the archives that he took from back in the 60s. But give us some of the memorable experiences that you might want to recall, Reverend Jones.
All right, thank you. I'm going to take us back to 1969.
My goodness, I was 9 years old.
My second convention, and it was NAM's Jubilee Convention, the 50th year.
Wow.
We met in St. Louis, Missouri, and it was memorable because the person I had heard of so often and whose compositions I had performed with choirs, William Dawson. He was the conductor of the convention chorus that year.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And I had the privilege of meeting him, introducing myself, and I was in my, I guess, about 20 years old, yes. And he conducted the Ordering of Moses by R. Nathaniel Dett, and that was the main piece that the convention chorus performed that year. And Roland was there. No, Roland was not there then. There were a number of people who were there, and they were all new to me. I mean, I met some in 1968, so those who came back in 69, I remember them. And then moving forward to 1974, we met in San Francisco, California, at the Jack Tar Hotel. And it was at that convention that Roland Carter served as the conductor of the convention chorus. I had the privilege of meeting him, and he included in the repertoire for the convention that year his arrangement of Lift Every Voice and Sing. And it was like a debut of that arrangement. And he's a former president of NAM now. And then another former president, the late Betty Jackson King, was the accompanist for the convention chorus that year. And there were a lot of things that went on that were funny, but but the most memorable was meeting Roland and watching him conduct and hearing the debut of Lift Every Voice and Sing. And then finally, but not exhaustively, the next year in 1975, the convention met in Detroit. The late Brazil Denard was elected president in 74. So 1975, we went to his home city, Detroit, Michigan. And it was a memorable occasion because I had met him in 68. So this is now 75. And he invited me to be the roommate to Wayne Brown, who's a longtime member of NAM. And we shared a room in Brazil's suite. And so the gala concert that year, we presented Martina Arroyo in concert out at Meadowbrook, which is an amphitheater there in Detroit. And all did she sing. But the most memorable part of that convention was that there was always an afterglow, and it was normally held in the president's suite. And so I'm living in the president's suite, okay? Wayne and I. And so we all got very relaxed. And I had the opportunity and privilege of doing the bump. You know, that was That was one of the dances in style. And so Martina Arroyo and I did the bump. And that was a memorable occasion. And I'll leave it there. There's a lot more I could say, but.
Right.
I think that's one of the things about, over the years and now is the friendships that you make and going back every year and seeing people and having that social aspect has always been an important part that you can say, wow, I have the phone number to someone like a Roland Carter, or I just spoke with, well,
Yeah.
when you say William Dawson, that's amazing. When you say things like that, and these persons I've had experiences with. That's one of the things that's NAMM throughout all of its history has always been very, very important.
Yes.
So, as we have celebrated our 100th year, and we're in year 101 in the midst of this pandemic, and what we see before us is our new normal in terms of how educators are trying to reach out to students and reach out to your choirs and reach out to keeping our branches going. I think it's important to see, and I'm going to pose this question to Zenaida in regards to, what do you wish for the future of this organization? Such a rich history, but what would be the operative as being someone, especially on this screen, as being younger, but not saying that, you're young in music, but I'm just saying, younger in the organization. What do you see happening and going on in the future of this organization?
Yeah, it is important to acknowledge I am young in the organization in terms of being someone who's really participating. And it's my wish, my dream, to, maybe in terms of one, honoring the legacy that has come before and really owning our history and putting it out there. I feel as though there is much opportunity for sharing what we have. I feel like, I've often heard it said that NAMM is one of the, best kept
secrets.
Yeah, it's shouldn't be that. It's not supposed to be that, actually. It should be much more widely known. And I think we have made progress in that regard. And so that's one wish that I see coming more and more into fruition as time passes. Perhaps for the present, I am very much hopeful that, right now, there's a momentum moving towards recognizing, our identity as, as African Americans, as Black folks, and also our identity within the organization, a Black organization. Now is the time to ride that momentum and really see ourselves as connected. Not just getting the word out about NAMM to the world, but understanding who we're connected with, and understanding that the connections like Reverend Jones talked about, having William Dawson be your choir director, like that still is something that happens for us right now. And I would love to see that broaden to bring more folks right now who are sort of maybe considered maybe on the periphery or kind of have their finger dipped in NAMM. I want the full body immersion to start happening for more of us so that we can see ourselves and honor each other more in a more hearty way. I think we would benefit. I think we'd love each other enough to do that, I guess maybe for the future, I would really love to see, and I see this happening, it's so exciting, just a broadening of the scope of what NAMM is able to offer to the world in terms of scholarship and legacy and financial support of our organization and of our members and of our students that come through and participate in our scholarship competition, and maybe even some scholars that come through and need that support either through our publications, and getting that recognition, getting out there, or any other ways that we can think up, that we can dream up in terms of a future where NAMM is really at the forefront of pushing scholarship and excellence in Black music. And that excellence also is related to, diversity of styles. I see that coming. I see it growing. I see us seeing ourselves as scholars and experts across the spectrum of genres in music, where we have in the past been very, given a lot of attention to classical music, I see NAM realizing its greatness beyond just the classical sphere and pulling in the rest of the family in terms of genres, and really lifting up the excellence across all genres of music. So I'm excited about that, if you couldn't tell. I want to see that happen, and I'm seeing the seeds being planted right now.
Here, here. God, this has gone so much better than we could ever plan. And I want to go off script. I want to go off script because we're all West Coast people. And in my statement that I made in the president's Zoom interview, coming from the West Coast, we don't have any HBCUs here in California.
Exactly.
And both Zenaida and I are products of California schools, and we get great education. But like I said, it was my connection to NAM to really give me my connection to my people and my music and being able to see all this. But coming from the West, what one thing you want the rest of the country to know? This is off the script. Just one quick thing as we close out that you want the rest of the country to know about music here in the West Coast and how we fit into the whole African-American music genre and African-American music. Reverend Jones?
Well, the West Coast certainly has offered much to this nation and to this world musically. And I think it's important that our nation in particular understands that our exposure does not settle into one or two genres of music. That we are, even though we are Hollywood here, we're more than hip hop and R&B, but we are as classical as the East Coast is and can perform outstandingly any genre or type of music. And we have some of the greatest accompanists, such as you, our former President Byron. You put anything in front of you and you just play it. And you've been a blessing not only to the national, but to our state, our California, and your music has gone worldwide. And that's from the West Coast, yes. And I think as the opportunity continues to avail itself, we will continue to let ourselves be known to this nation and to the world.
Beautiful. Zenaida?
I think I wholeheartedly agree with Reverend Glenn. And, just to comment on, I've already spoke about the diversity of styles, which Glenn also talked about, which is so true. But I would say, I think this is a good thing. It's something that I love about our West Coast organizations. And that is our tendency towards, I don't know how to say that, glamour, so to speak. I mean, this is we are a glamorous bunch. We love to dress up. We love to go all out. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. And I love going, when we have our regional holiday parties, like we get together and we dress and we do it. It don't matter what time of day it is. It's going to be people showing up and showing out. Like I feel like that. And it through the years, we have varying degrees of how far we'll go and what we do. But my favorite moments have been the moments where the West Coast shows up and shows out and like just glam it up and dress. And for me, that's a point of pride and like, it's like seeing us at our best. And I feel like when we, besides just bringing, we know everybody here is talented. Everybody across the country is talented. But when we bring our best and in solidarity with our local community, that feels so good. And so I love it when the West is able to demonstrate our solidarity in terms of how we love to carry ourselves with glamour and class and just always put together in the most beautiful way.
This has been such a pleasure to have the opportunity to sit with the two of you, two friends of mine that I've known for a long time, but getting a chance for letting the whole country and the whole world actually who could watch this know something about this. Please help me thank Reverend Glenn Jones and Dr. Zenaida Robles. And, we're going to do our best to make sure that you know about the best from the Golden West. This has been great. Thank you both.
To cross over into Hi, I'm Dr. Zenaida Robles, and I'm privileged to greet you on behalf of the George Robert Garner III branch in the Western region of the National Association of Negro Musicians. Today, I'm going to share with you a video in which I'm deeply proud to have participated this past June. Black Artists for Black Lives is a musical movement. The Black Artists for Black Lives Facebook page serves to showcase the various forms of Black excellence in our artistic community. The arrangement of Stevie Wonder's Feeding Off the Love of the Land, created and performed by Black Artists for Black Lives, was born out of grief and evolved into a communal message of healing. We offered this song in honor of Ahmad, Brianna, George, Tamir, Sandra, Trevor, Tony, Richard, and the countless other victims that remain unseen. In the midst of our grief, we sing with renewed strength and love. We sing for them. We sing for us. Soulbounce.com is a global soul music website that recognizes, respects, and represents the past, present, and future of soul music. According to a recent article in soulbounce.com, there was commentary on the work of Black Artists for Black Lives and the arrangement of Stevie Wonder's piece. Quote, "One of the most beautiful things to come from the strife and unrest currently going on in the world is how Black artists are coming together to stand up for the Black Lives Matter movement. Some artists are doing just that, literally, with some of the talents united to form the collective Black Artists for Black Lives, and releasing a moving cover of Stevie Wonder's Feeding Off the Love of the Land. The group, brought together by Danielle Renee Withers and Dr. Alexander Lloyd Blake, features a who's who of session singers, writers, and musicians who use their talents superbly on the cover." End quote. We were blessed to have Danielle and Alex join us for the July virtual meeting of the George Robert Garner branch via Zoom. During the course of our branch meeting, Danielle and Alex reiterated what they were quoted to have said in the Soul Bounce article. Danielle shared that Black Artists for Black Lives showcases the myriad of Black creatives in the industry. She said, "We want to use our gifts as resources to uplift communities everywhere, while connecting with the organizations involved in fighting racial inequality and injustice." Alex commented on the true power of music, saying, "This project became more than just a musical outlet. It became a way for the Black community to console and heal each other." Personally, among my favorite aspects of the video I'm about to share are the credits at the end. It is amazing to see all the names of the phenomenal people of color who played a variety of roles in the production of this beautiful work of art. Now, please enjoy Living Off the Love of the Land by Stevie Wonder, arranged and performed by Black Artists for Black Lives.
Seems the wisdom of man hasn't got much wiser than the very beginning of our time. Agree, a war has been our way of compromising. Let live and love has been our biggest lie. asks, how did you make a difference? Oh, the silence is a statement, hurt and felt. Feeding off the love of the land, leaving much to be desired. Living off the love of the Lord, while the price for life is higher. Isn't love to be admired? Has the good in man expired? Stealing all the love and the beauty from the land. Stealing all the love, yeah. Stealing all the love, yeah. Stealing all the love and the beauty from the land. Oh. Stealing all the love and the beauty from the land. Tired of the killing, tired of the dying.
I hope you enjoyed that wonderful presentation. We here in the West love to present the best. So I thank you for joining us and being a part of our NAM Week celebration. I would also like to thank the branches and all those who helped pull this virtual NAM Week together. Sure couldn't do without your love and your help. Thank you so much for that. Thirdly, for those who are interested in being part of NAM, we have 5 branches here in the West. 5 lovely branches that will welcome your membership at any time. If you're interested, please reach out to me at nam.org, and I would surely get you to a branch that will love to have your help and participation. Again, thank you, and God bless.
My name is Anne Marie Hudley Simmons, the 24th president of the National Association of Negro Musicians Incorporated. And I am as excited about being a member of this historic organization that answered the call over 100 years ago, Black Lives Matter, as I was when I first joined. We found venues for our young people and for our established artists. We found dollars that provided scholarships for our emerging artists when others did not open the front or the back door. Marian Anderson, our first recipient, served NAM and our country well with her gifts and talents, and we continue to better ourselves in providing stellar programs in NAM, for NAM and for others. It is no wonder that this month of regional conferences in 5 areas of our country and this NAM week speaks volumes for who we are and what we do. In many ways, this month unifies us and connects us. During these times with the unprecedented global coronavirus and the continuing systemic racism, bigotry, and hatred, we need to be unified. We need to work together and be constructive in our language and in our work. We're in this together. With that said, I thank all of you who attended these conferences this month and to those who participated with your music and or your words. These were our virtual conferences, and there will be more. I congratulate Ms. Alfrelyn Roberts, Second Vice President, for her charge in rallying the directors and supporting their regional conferences, as well as putting this NAM week together. Thanks to Dr. Sylvia Hollyfield for orchestrating the President's Tapestry, bringing us closer to a depth of knowledge as to who we are and the roads we traveled. To the regional directors, Daniel Washington, Central, Vinroy Brown, Eastern, Michael Mitchell, Southeastern, Brenda Wimberly, Southwestern, and Timothy Davis, and along with your assistant directors as demonstrated in your respective conferences, thank you, thank you. A personal note of thanks to the executive and the national board for your due diligence in serving this national organization. And of course, another personal thanks to the Advisory Council, a council of past presidents, for your guidance. To our keynote speakers, I appreciate your willingness to be thoughtful and intentional in your presentations to us this virtual month. Starting next month, NAM will present vignettes throughout the year leading up to the 2021 hybrid virtual convention in Philadelphia. If you are not a member, I have a question for you. Why not? By all means, join us. If you're an educator, an advocate, or a musician, email me personally at namprez, NANMPREZ, @gmail.com, or by checking out our website. We would love to have you become a member of this wonderful, intentional organization for our people. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. God bless.
It's been said that NANM is our best kept 100-year-old secret. It is important that our secret be told to everyone. We stand on the shoulders of great musicians who over the years changed the landscape of music in this country. Now, we have the awesome responsibility to strategically build our next 100 years. This year, we are initiating a nationwide membership drive to get connected. We're making a special effort to engage new members, reclaim previous members, and retain those hard workers who do the work of NAMM every day. NAMM is an influencer, setting the standard for music excellence. Our programming, scholarship, and the music we share, stellar, because we understand the power of music. So remember, when we meet one, we'll invite one because we want you to be a part of us. Get connected to NAMM.